set the scene for us. What's it like at Disneyland gates right now?
Well, the happiest place on earth is once again pretty happy. I mean, this is an unusual company. I mean, you had Chairman Bob Iger there, taking pictures with his phone, beaming like a kid. Bob Chapek, the CEO there, raised the flag and gave a little pep talk to employees. People were waiting hours just to kind of be the first to walk in, even though at 25% of capacity, you're probably going to have pretty much a lot of room when you're there.
So talk to us about the new process, the new setup for tickets, the new reservation system, and how that all works if you want to go to Disneyland right now.
Yeah, this is a first for the theme parks. You've got to buy your ticket in advance, reserve a specific park and a specific day. Right now, it's only limited to California residents, and even with those limitations, they've sold out a lot of days. You pretty much can't get a Saturday in May or June right now. There's a lot of days you can maybe just go to California Adventure. One of the tricks people figured out is if you buy a park hopper ticket, which gets you into both Disneyland and California Adventure, costs about $50 more on an already pricey ticket, but then you get to go to Disney later on in the afternoon. So demand is there. People want to get out.
Also, over the last year, the company itself has gone through this major transformation with more of a reliance on streaming, less of a reliance on parks. Do you expect the parks to continue to shrink as a part of the pie going forward, or do we see the equilibrium change?
Well, I think the indication, all the top brass down there today, just how important this business is. When TV was going into transition a few years ago, the parks were delivering almost $7 billion a year in profit. Last year, they lost money. So to have that money come back at a time when they're investing so much in TV, I mean, Disney stock has done terrifically because they've been able to sign up a lot of subscribers to Disney Plus and their other streaming services. But it still costs a lot of money to feed those beasts. And the parks are really, Bob Iger said this numerous times, really kind of the heart and soul of it. There's this direct connection to the consumer, to watch these things come to life, these movies and TV shows. And so it's a very important business for Disney.
So talk to us about what's to come the rest of the year. Obviously, there could be potentially a really big summer travel season. You've got theaters reopening. What are you watching?
Well, on all fronts, you're going to see capacity limits start to rise, so they'll get more people in the parks, and they're going to be busy. I think people, particularly in parks they can drive to, like Disneyland, are going to do quite well. They've learned, we're seeing this in other entertainment businesses, to cut costs, work with less people, and so profits could come back, even more dramatically once the consumer returns. People got a lot of money to spend still, so we're watching that. We're watching, of course, this fantastic transition in the movie business, where you've got a movie like Godzilla that came out. That's a Warner Brothers movie, but it was released online at the same time as in theaters, and it's still done over 400 million in theaters. So if Disney can pull that off with some of its other movies coming out this year that they've held off on, Black Widow, The Eternals, this could be quite a comeback year for them.
Well, and we recently interviewed Jason Kilar about those Warner Brothers hits, and asked about competition from Disney and Netflix. How do you see the content wars playing out between Netflix and Disney and HBO and Warner Brothers? Now that production, I would assume, is also reopening.
Well, Netflix has even said that they consider Disney one of their toughest competitors. They've got over 100 million subscribers around the world and continue to be growing. Disney's challenge now is to sort of keep feeding the beast, and that's why they've been putting some of their best movies up online for their streaming customers. HBO has done that, caused a lot of commotion in Hollywood last year when they announced they were going to put all the Warner Brothers releases for this year up on HBO Max. Turned out to be a pretty good idea. They've seen an increase in HBO Max subscribers and not a huge impact on the movie theater attendance. So this sort of hybrid model, we're going to see a lot of experimentation. Those three right now are the ones to watch in streaming, but Peacock, NBC, Comcast product is going to have a nice summer with the Olympics. And we're seeing all kinds of deals now being cut in sports, where things are being able to go on traditional TV and streaming. So it's a really exciting and for a consumer standpoint, it's a little bewildering sometimes, but there's a lot of choice.